Tim did Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Look, hey, yesterday, boy, Blue Blood had me tripping. I ain't gonna lie. Man, I saw that come in with notification. Man, I reacted. I ain't even look at the video. I saw the title. Woo! Hey, Blue Blood, you need to stop rage baiting people, man. Hey, you call that clickbait? Bruh, stop rage baiting, man. Hey, you, man, shit. I just got on, I reacted to the just the headline. Yeah, I ain't finna say sorry. I'm not finna apologize because everything I said, I meant it. So anything you trying to do, turkey a la chic, you need to make sure you had them damn bricks out. Yeah, them gold bricks, that's what we want. That's what Crawford needs, that gold bricks. Yeah, he deserved that now. Oh yeah, bring that money up. It don't matter moving forward, bring that money up. He the dog now. He the top dog in boxing. Anyways, look, speaking of Boots Ennis, and speaking of dogs without no balls, yeah, Tank, you can put Tank in the same scenario. Dog without no balls, yeah. And he might grow some though. You know what I mean? You know the dog without no balls, they stay close to home. You know that. They ain't out running and chasing, you know, all the baddies out there. You know what I'm saying? The ones that got the balls, they chasing all the baddies. They running around, they trying to get with anything. Yeah. You know, Boots. You know, he's still in a mode of fighting against, you know, jabronis. Yeah, jabroni season. When he gonna step up and face a real dog? Yeah, Boots, come on. You know, hey, but hey, look. Lima, look, this is the thing with Lima, man. He was born in Angola. You can research where the hell that is. You know, my geographic sense is terrible. You know, I think he moved. I think I read he moved to Portugal when he was 8 years old. Picked up boxing at 18. You know, just wanted to get his family up out of the hood, right? You know, bring them a better life. You know, that's typically a lot of times for fighters. You know, we come from humble beginnings, and you know, we looking for a fighting chance to make our life better. You know, we not the bookworms of the world, and you know, we ain't trying to go down that road. One thing we can do, we can fight. We got heart, we got balls, and look, Lima got balls. Oh yeah, he do, and he willing to travel for forever. This ain't new to him. Traveling and fighting and beating undefeated guys in their countries. That's what he do. He does whatever needs to be done. Yeah, he does. So, you know, his fighting style is more so aggressive. You know, he can box a little bit. He can fight from any position. You know, I think that's the cleverness about him. You know, it doesn't matter what position he's standing. You know, he's able to throw and land some effective punches. You know, but he doesn't have a whole lot of experience. You know, he's 32 years old, but he's a young 32. So what I mean by that is that he started boxing late. He's not one of those ones that did it from the crib, you know, like a Boots Ennis that started real young, probably at like 4 or 5 years old, you know, and has been training ever since. You know, this is a guy that started at 18. Not sure what he done in his, you know, in his teen years or whatever sport he maybe played soccer, or I'm not sure what he's done, but you know, as far as boxing sense goes, you know, the man has his shoot. It's 32, you know, it's been 14 years in the game of doing boxing. You know, he had some amateur fights, you know, which is good. You know, I think it was like 40 some odd amateur fights. I think he's only lost 3, you know, in his country, but in Portugal. But I mean, look, even with that being said, I mean, this dude, you can't sleep on this guy. And this is what happens, man. When you're fighting jabronis, sometimes you gotta take them serious. You gotta take them like they a real hard threat. They trying to knock you up off your pedestal. So, and I know Boots always come prepared, always come ready. You know, for me, my expectation for Boots is him to look good. You know, he gonna look good. You know, he got that added weight. You know, he ain't have to squeeze his body down and take from himself. You know what I mean? I know he blows up in between fights. I see him. You know, he be having no chubby cheeks. You know, chubby cheeks, not the other way around. I see some of y'all be kind of clown out there, man. But anyways, so I think he still has to, you know, squeeze down to make 54, but he gonna take a little bit less from himself. So I'm expecting him to be stronger, bigger, stronger, faster, you know, and I'm expecting a freaky version of Boots Ennis. You know, he's gonna have a lot of opportunities to land because Lima, he likes to rumble. You know, Lima likes to rumble, man. You know, he comes and he likes to bring the pain. Very active on that front foot, you know. He likes to punch in between shots as well. He likes to punch after you punch, you know. he's a bit of a little clever fighter, I would say. With his setups and stuff. Of course, coming in off his jab. When he's in the southpaw stance, he goes down to the body well, puts combinations together well. But he's not the better athlete in this fight at all by any means. Not even close. He doesn't have the hand speed, and that's what's gonna kill him, man. If you ain't got the foot speed to be able to get away, man, or even the defense, the head movement, because he leave that head straight down the middle, he gonna get ate up, man. Boots gonna eat him up. And Boots like guys that come to him. So, Lima got a lot to fight for, got a lot to gain from this. Boots got a lot to lose from this. He gonna come and he gonna bring it. But I expect Boots to look, again, spectacular, using that speed, those angles, inviting this guy in. I'm expecting Boots to have better defense. And see, look, the reason why Boots is okay with getting comfortable and getting hit a little bit is because that Philly in him, man. You can't bring that Philly, you can't take the Philly out of him. If you look at any Philly fighter, man, besides Bernard Hopkins didn't really like to take no punches, man. But he can rumble. He definitely can rumble. But a lot of those guys, like the Bilger Taylors of the world, man, they'll let their hands go, but at the same time, they'll receive stuff in return. So, Boots being the counterpuncher that he is, he's there to counter, and he's there and close enough to get hit, right? And sometimes he misjudges, and he uses a lot of his reflexes to try to get out of the way of shots. He gets clipped with stuff, but, Boots has shown he got a beard on him, bro. He got a beard on him, and he trusts his chin. And he trusts his abilities, to a degree. Look, sooner or later, we're going to see when he get in there with a big dog how great Boots is. I feel he should be able to rise his game, depending on the competition level. But this fight right here, it should go some rounds. I don't think he's going to stop Lima early. I think Lima is tough and durable, and not unless he hit him with a body shot. He hit him with a body shot, it's over, This guy has been in there with a couple of undefeated guys. One in particular is Aaron McKenna, who's still undefeated, an Irish guy who's tough, gritty, can box. He lost to him. That's the only loss on Lima's record. But he's been I would say he's been tested. He's fought decent competition, and he's more prepared than ever for this fight. So looking forward to this, man, this weekend, man. Looking forward to seeing Boots in the new weight class, and and seeing if he gonna gain more confidence in himself and his abilities, man, and step up and start knocking off all these damn champions at 154 pounds. Boots has the skills, man. He has the skills to wipe out everybody at 154 pounds, right? He does. Damn, but he gotta believe that he does. And once he believes that he does, man, he gonna take off, man, like a damn rocket. Anyways, that's my time, and I'm out.